Why winning in life requires rules. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some people rise to the top while others remain stuck, despite working just as hard? It's not harder? It's not about luck. It's not about talent. It's about rules. Life isn't some free-for-all where effort alone gets you ahead. It rewards results. And the ones who understand and follow the right rules are the ones who win. Life doesn't reward effort. It rewards results. We've all heard before, just work hard and success will follow. But that's a lie. If effort alone led to greatness, the hardest working people in the world would be the richest, the fittest, the happiest. But that's not reality. Results matter more than effort. And if you don't understand that, you'll waste years spinning your wheels with nothing to show for it. Think about it. If a boxer trains every day but never steps into the ring, does he win a title? If a writer spends years drafting a book but never publishes it, does she become a bestseller? No, because results, not effort, are what get rewarded. The world doesn't care how many hours you put in. It cares about what you produce. The harsh truth: motivation won't save you, but discipline will. Motivation is a scam. It's a sugar rush. It gives you a quick high, but it crashes just as fast. If you rely on motivation to push you forward, you'll fail. Why? Because motivation is based on feelings, and feelings are unreliable. One day you're fired up, the next you're exhausted. One moment you're inspired, the next you're doubting yourself. That's why most people start strong, but never finish. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is showing up when you don't want to. Discipline is sticking to the plan when your emotions are screaming at you to quit. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely dream about them. The best athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the greatest minds of all time, they weren't always motivated, but they were disciplined. And discipline beats motivation every single time. Why some people win while others stay stuck? So why do some people succeed while others remain trapped in the same cycle of frustration? It comes down to choices. Winners follow rules that push them forward. Losers ignore those rules and keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Think about two people in the same situation. One wakes up early, sticks to a routine, avoids distractions, and consistently takes action. The other sleeps in, scrolls through social media, makes excuses, and keeps saying, "I'll start tomorrow." The result? One moves ahead, the other stays behind. Winning isn't about intelligence. It's not about luck. It's about discipline, focus, and action. If you don't change your approach, your life will never change. The harsh truth is, most people lose because they refuse to do what's necessary to win. The power of rules, the blueprint for success. Imagine you're trying to build a house. You can have all the materials in the world, but without a blueprint, you're just guessing. The same goes for life. If you don't have a set of rules guiding your actions, you're wandering aimlessly, hoping things will magically work out. Rules give you structure. They keep you focused. They eliminate confusion. They tell you exactly what you need to do to succeed. The right rules will save you years of struggle. They will take you from being lost to being laser-focused. And if you follow them, you will win. What if I told you 6 simple rules could change everything? What if I told you that just 6 rules could take you from where you are to where you want to be? 6 rules that, if followed, could separate you from the majority of people who will never reach their potential. 6 rules that, if applied daily, will turn you into someone who doesn't just talk about success, but actually achieves it. These are the rules that winners live by. They are the rules that change lives. And if you're ready to stop making excuses and start making progress, then listen carefully, because everything is about to change. The foundation of success. It all starts in your mind. Let me tell you something. Success isn't about luck. It's not about being born into the right family, knowing the right people, or waiting for the right opportunity to land in your lap. Success starts in one place, your mind. Every great achiever, every world-class performer, every person who has ever changed their life started by changing the way they think. What you think about most determines the direction of your life. You can't escape it. If you constantly focus on problems, you'll drown in them. If you focus on solutions, you'll find them. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll never push yourself to be more. But the moment you decide that you are capable, worthy, and unstoppable, that's when your entire world begins to shift. Let me ask you something. What kind of thoughts dominate your mind? Are they thoughts of power or thoughts of weakness? Do you see yourself winning, or are you constantly doubting yourself? Because here's the truth. A weak mindset creates weak results. If your mind is filled with excuses, fears, and limitations, your life will reflect that. Your habits, your choices, and your actions all stem from what you believe about yourself. So, if you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your thoughts. Shift your thinking, and everything else in your life will begin to align. This isn't wishful thinking. It's not magic. It's a decision. A decision to take control of your mind before it takes control of you. Now, the question is, are you ready to make that decision? Rule 2. Take extreme ownership. No more excuses. The hard truth. No one is coming to save you. Let me tell you something that might sting a little. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success, happiness, or the life you dream of. And that's a good thing. Because once you realize that everything, your wins, your losses, your future, is in your hands, you take back the power. Life is unfair? So what? Winners don't waste time complaining. They adapt, they fight, and they find a way to make it work. The world doesn't care about effort, only results. So stop waiting for a handout. You control your destiny, and the only way forward is to take full ownership of your life. If your life is a mess, it's because of your choices. That's right. Your situation, your struggles, your setbacks, they didn't just happen to you. They are the result of your choices. You can argue all day about circumstances, bad luck, or what life threw at you. But at the end of the day, winners take responsibility. Not because they have to, but because they know it's the only way to take control. So ask yourself, are you owning your life, or are you making excuses? The two paths, victim mindset versus ownership mindset. Picture two people who face the same failure. One blames everyone but themselves, the system, their boss, their past. They sink into self-pity and stay stuck. The other person, they take responsibility, even if it wasn't entirely their fault. They ask, what can I learn? How can I improve? And then they do something about it. The difference? One stays powerless. The other gains control. If you blame others, you give away your power. But when you own your failures, you also own the ability to fix them. And that is how you change your future. The cost of excuses, how they destroy your future. Excuses are poison. They feel good in the moment, but they steal your potential. Every time you justify why you're not where you want to be, you reinforce a belief that you are helpless. And that belief will ruin you. Winners don't make excuses. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They take what they have and make it work. If you keep making excuses, understand this. You are the only thing standing between yourself and success. The accountability formula. Own it, learn from it, fix it, move forward. Extreme ownership means this. If something in your life isn't working, it's up to you to fix it. Period. The first step, stop making excuses. The second step, learn from every failure. Failure isn't final. It's feedback. Use it. The third step, take action. Complaining won't solve your problems, but doing something about them will. And the final step, move forward. Winners don't dwell on mistakes. They adjust, improve, and keep going. So ask yourself, are you moving forward, or are you stuck in the cycle of blame and excuses? The 1 week challenge. No complaints, no excuses. Here's a challenge. For the next 7 days, don't complain about anything. Don't blame your boss, your past, your circumstances. Just own everything. And if something isn't working, fix it. You'll be shocked at what happens. When you stop wasting energy on excuses, you redirect that energy into solutions. And that is how progress happens. This 1 week challenge could change your life, but only if you commit. What happens when you stop blaming and start owning? You get stronger. You become unstoppable. When you take full responsibility, you stop being a victim and start being a leader of your own life. You stop waiting and start creating. You stop hoping and start doing. And that is the difference between people who win and people who stay stuck. So decide today. Are you going to keep making excuses? Or are you going to take ownership and change your life? Ownership is useless without action. Responsibility alone won't change your life. Execution will. You can own your failures. But if you don't do something about them, nothing changes. Winners don't just take responsibility. They take action. So now that you own it, what's next? What are you going to do today to take control of your future? Because in the end, the only thing that separates those who dream from those who succeed is action. And it all starts with you. Talent means nothing without work. Let's get one thing straight. Talent is overrated. You can be the most naturally gifted person in the world, but if you're lazy, you will lose every single time. Because success doesn't care about potential. It rewards execution. It rewards those who show up, put in the hours, and refuse to quit when it gets tough. Look at the greats. Kobe Bryant, Elon Musk, Serena Williams. Were they born with talent? Maybe, but that's not what made them legends. It was the work, the relentless, back-breaking, no excuses grind that separated them from everyone else. The difference between winners and losers? Winners keep going when others stop. Talent gets you noticed. Work ethic gets you results. And if you're sitting there waiting for your talent to carry you to the top, let me be the one to break it to you. It won't. The people who outwork you will outshine you. The ones who refuse to quit will leave you behind. And if you're not willing to put in the work, then don't be surprised when you stay exactly where you are. The choice is yours. You either commit to the grind or you watch others pass you by. Why most people quit. The 10,000-hour rule and the illusion of overnight success. We live in a world that worships overnight success. Social media is flooded with stories of people who made it big in a matter of months. But let me tell you something. It's all a lie. Mastery takes time. Greatness isn't an accident. It's the result of thousands of hours of effort, repetition, and refinement. There's a reason the 10,000-hour rule exists. Research shows that to truly become elite at anything, whether it's business, sports, music, or any other skill, you need to put in at least 10,000 hours of deliberate practice. Not just any work, but focused, intentional, high-effort work. Most people don't have the patience for that. They start something, put in a few weeks or months of effort, and when they don't see instant results, they quit, right before the breakthrough. Think about this. How many times have you started something, got excited, but then gave up when progress was slow? How many dreams have you abandoned because they didn't happen fast enough? Let me tell you the truth. Effort plus patience equals unstoppable progress. Every master was once a beginner. Every legend started at zero. The only difference between those who make it and those who don't, one keeps going. The other quits. The power of relentless work. 3 stories that prove hard work wins. Let me give you 3 examples of people who refused to quit. People who had no special talent, just an unstoppable work ethic. First, an athlete. There was a kid who wasn't the most naturally gifted player on his team. He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, but he had one thing that set him apart. He out-trained everyone. While others slept, he practiced. While others partied, he worked. Eventually, he surpassed them all. That kid? Kobe Bryant. Second, an entrepreneur. He started with nothing, failed 10 times, went broke. People laughed at him, told him he wasn't cut out for business, but he refused to stop. He learned, adjusted, and kept pushing. His name? Howard Schultz, the man who built Starbucks into a global empire. Third, an artist. She was rejected over and over, told her work wasn't good enough. She could have quit, could have accepted that she wasn't talented enough. But instead, she worked every day until her name became known across the world. Her name? J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. The common denominator in all of these? Unmatched work ethic. Talent didn't make them great. Relentless effort did. And if they can do it, so can you. The hidden cost of mediocrity. How comfort zones slowly kill your dreams. Let's talk about something that's quietly destroying your potential. Comfort. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. If you're too comfortable, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're falling behind. Look around. How many people do you know who settled? Who gave up on their dreams because the work was too hard? Who played it safe instead of pushing for more? They had potential, but they let their comfort zone steal their future. Success requires discomfort. It demands that you push beyond what feels easy. If you're not challenging yourself daily, you're slowly dying inside. The truth is, every single day you avoid hard work, you fall behind. You may not see it immediately, but mediocrity is a slow poison. It creeps in, steals your ambition, and before you know it, years have passed and you're stuck in the same place, filled with regret. Do you want that? Or do you want to break free? Because the only way out is through the grind. The non-negotiable daily grind method. How to work like the best. Let me tell you something. Motivation is weak. Motivation comes and goes. You can't rely on it. Successful people don't wait for motivation. They don't feel like it. They just show up and do the work. Every single day. This is what separates winners from losers. The non-negotiable daily grind. The method is simple. Set your priorities. The things that matter most, they get done first. No excuses. Commit to daily work. No matter what. No breaks. No skipping. No, I'll do it later. Track your progress. The best performers treat their craft like a job, not a hobby. Look at elite athletes, top CEOs, world-class musicians. They all follow the system. They work when they're tired. They grind when they don't feel like it. They push through. Your results are a reflection of your habits. If you treat your work like an option, your success will be optional. But if you commit, if you make it non-negotiable, you become unstoppable. Are you really giving 100% or just getting by? Be honest with yourself. Are you really pushing your limits? Or are you just coasting? Most people think they're working hard, but the truth is they're operating at 40% of their actual capacity. That means if you think you're at your max, you're not. You have way more to give. What happens if you push just 10% harder every day? What if you stop settling for good enough and demand excellence from yourself? You want to win? Then stop lying to yourself. Step up. The 30-day challenge. Push 20% harder every single day. You say you want success? Prove it. For the next 30 days, I challenge you. Push 20% harder than usual. If you work out for an hour, do an hour and 12 minutes. If you make 10 sales calls, make 12. If you study for 2 hours, go for 2.5. It doesn't sound like much, right? But small shifts compound into massive results. The difference between winners and losers? Winners commit. They track their progress. They measure their improvement. If you're serious about leveling up, this is your moment. Don't wait. Start now. Even the hardest workers fail. Without rule number 4. Hard work is the foundation. But let me warn you, it's not enough. What happens when setbacks hit? When failure knocks you down? Because here's the truth. Every high achiever gets knocked down. But the ones who win, they know how to get back up. Develop relentless work ethic, because hard work beats talent. The harsh truth. Talent means nothing without work. Let me tell you something. Talent is overrated. You could be the most gifted person in the world, but if you're lazy, you will lose. Every single time. Talent might get you noticed, but it will never get you results on its own. Results come from effort, from grinding when no one is watching, from pushing yourself when you feel like stopping. That's what separates the elite from the average. Success doesn't care about potential. It rewards execution. The real question is, are you willing to put in the work, or will you let someone with less talent but more drive surpass you? Why most people quit. The 10,000-hour rule and the illusion of overnight success. We live in a world obsessed with instant gratification. People want success now, but mastery doesn't happen overnight. It takes years of relentless work. Ever heard of the 10,000-hour rule? It's the idea that true expertise in anything requires at least 10,000 hours of practice. That's why most people quit before they see results. They start something, don't see immediate success, and give up. The difference between those who make it and those who don't? Patience and effort. You need both, because when you stick with it, when you push through the frustration, that's when the breakthrough happens. The power of relentless work. 3 stories that prove hard work wins. Let's talk about real examples. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but he didn't sulk. He worked harder. He trained longer, pushed further, and became the greatest. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job and told she wasn't fit for television. Imagine if she had believed that. And J.K. Rowling? She was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. What do all these people have in common? They weren't the most talented at the start. They were the most relentless. They refused to quit. That's what makes a difference. The hidden cost of mediocrity. How comfort zones slowly kill your dreams. Comfort zones are deadly. They feel safe, but they destroy potential. Think about the people who settle for good enough. They take the easy job, avoid risks, and live in the same routine for years. Then one day, they wake up and realize they wasted their potential. Regret is real and it's painful. Every time you avoid pushing yourself, every time you choose comfort over growth, you take one step closer to mediocrity. And mediocrity is the slowest form of failure. It doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in. If you want something more, you have to fight for it. You have to work for it. The non-negotiable daily grind method, how to work like the best motivation, is a lie. It comes and goes. The real key to success is discipline. The best in the world don't wait to feel motivated. They show up and do the work. Every single day. No excuses. No exceptions. That's the non-negotiable daily grind. Look at Kobe Bryant. He practiced at 4 a.m. while others were asleep. Why? Because he treated his craft like a job, not a hobby. That's the difference. If you want to be great, your effort must be consistent. Your work must be non-negotiable. Are you really giving 100% or just getting by? Be honest with yourself. Are you truly pushing your limits or just going through the motions? Most people operate at 40% of their true potential. They get tired and quit. They feel uncomfortable and stop. But here's the truth. You can do more. You can push harder. Imagine if you gave just 10% more effort each day. Just a little more. That's the difference between average and exceptional. Stop lying to yourself. Step up. Demand more from yourself. The 30-day challenge. Push 20% harder every single day. Here's a challenge for you. For the next 30 days, commit to working 20% harder than usual. Push yourself further. Track your progress. Write it down. See the results for yourself. The reason most people never change is that they never test their limits. But when you challenge yourself, when you commit to real effort, everything shifts. Tiny increases in intensity add up to massive results over time. Winners don't wait for motivation. They commit. So, are you ready to step up? Even the hardest workers fail without rule number 4. Hard work is a foundation, but it's not enough. What happens when setbacks hit? When failure knocks you down? Up next, rule number 4. The secret to bouncing back stronger than ever. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Motivation is a scam. It feels great. It gets you fired up. It makes you feel like you can conquer the world. But then it fades. And that's the problem. You felt it before. You watch an inspiring video, read a powerful quote, or hear a story that ignites a fire in you. You get excited. You start strong. Maybe you hit the gym, launch a project, or begin learning a new skill. But then a week later, that fire is gone. You don't feel like it anymore. So you stop. That's how most people fail. They live their lives in cycles, starting strong, then fading away, over and over again. Winners don't fall for that trap. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. The ones who truly succeed, they show up no matter how they feel. Rain or shine, good mood or bad mood. They don't ask themselves, do I feel like doing this today? They just do it because they understand one thing. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. And if you want to win, you need to stop depending on how you feel. The discipline formula, turning a spark into an unstoppable fire. So if motivation isn't the answer, what is? Discipline. Think of motivation like a spark. It can start a fire, but it burns out quickly. Discipline is the firewood. It's what keeps the flames going long after the spark is gone. That's why the most successful people in the world aren't the most motivated. They're the most disciplined. Take David Goggins, a former Navy SEAL. He didn't become one of the toughest endurance athletes in the world by waiting for motivation. He built his discipline through brutal daily habits. Waking up at 4 a.m., running for miles, pushing past pain, and refusing to let his feelings control his actions. That's the mindset you need. Here's the truth. If you only work when you feel like it, you will never win. You need to train yourself to act no matter what. Tired? Work anyway. Not in the mood? Do it anyway. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And the more you build it, the stronger it gets. The 5-second rule. Stop thinking. Start moving. Let me ask you, how many times have you had an idea or a goal, but instead of acting, you hesitated? You wanted to wake up early, but you hit snooze. You planned to work out, but you told yourself, maybe later. You want to start a new project, but you thought, I'm not ready yet. That hesitation? It's killing your success. It's not your fault. It's how your brain is wired. Your mind wants to protect you from discomfort. So the moment you hesitate, your brain starts looking for excuses. And if you let it, it will talk you out of taking action. But there's a simple way to beat this. The 5-second rule. Developed by Mel Robbins, this rule is simple. The moment you feel hesitation, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then move. Get out of bed. Make the call. Start the work. Don't give your brain time to negotiate, because action kills doubt. Every time you hesitate, you lose momentum. But every time you act, you train your brain to stop overthinking and start executing. The faster you move, the more unstoppable you become. The never break twice principle, bouncing back fast. Let's be real. You're going to mess up. You'll skip a workout. You'll miss a deadline. You'll eat junk food when you promised yourself you wouldn't. But here's the difference between winners and everyone else. Winners don't let one bad day turn into a bad week. Most people do. They fail once, and instead of bouncing back, they say, I'll start again on Monday. They use failure as an excuse to give up. But high performers live by a simple rule, never break twice. You miss a day at the gym? Fine, but you show up the next day. You fall off your diet? No problem, but your next meal is back on track. You waste time? Okay, but you don't let it happen again tomorrow. Mistakes don't kill success. Staying stuck in them does. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is to recover fast. The 1-week discipline challenge. Prove it to yourself. So now, it's time to put this into action. For the next 7 days, keep every promise you make to yourself, no matter what. If you say you're going to wake up early, wake up. If you say you're going to work out, work out. If you say you're going to put in extra effort, do it. No excuses. No skipping. No, I'll do it later. Because when you start keeping promises to yourself, something amazing happens. You start trusting yourself. You start seeing yourself as someone who follows through. And that changes everything. Discipline is a skill, and you're about to build it. Master the art of adaptation, because life will knock you down. The unavoidable truth. Setbacks are inevitable. Let me tell you something right now. Life is not going to go easy on you. There will be setbacks. Not just once, not just twice, but over and over again. It's not a question of if life will knock you down. It's a question of when and how you will respond. Most people crumble under pressure. They complain, they make excuses, and they tell themselves it wasn't meant to be. But the ones who succeed, they don't break. They rise. They take every punch life throws at them and keep moving forward. You have 2 choices, complain or adapt. That's it. There is no third option. Life doesn't stop to feel sorry for you. So why should you stop for it? Winners know that setbacks aren't roadblocks. They're stepping stones. They don't just survive adversity. They use it. And if you want to win, you need to do the same. When life hits hard, the story of a business owner who lost everything. Let me tell you a story about a man who had everything. A thriving business, financial success, and the respect of everyone around him. Then one day the market crashed, and he lost it all. Years of work, gone in an instant. Most people would have given up. Most people would have blamed the system, bad luck, or circumstances beyond their control. But he didn't. Instead, he looked at the wreckage of his failure and saw an opportunity to rebuild. He didn't waste time feeling sorry for himself. He adapted. He learned. He made adjustments. And a few years later, he built an even bigger empire from the ground up. You see, the difference between success and failure isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's the decision to keep going. When life knocks you down, you get to choose whether you stay down or rise again. The greatest comebacks happen the moment you refuse to quit. Life is a storm. Will you break or learn to dance in the rain? Life is like a storm. Some people get caught in the rain and break under the pressure. Some people bend with the wind, learning to adapt to whatever comes their way. And then there are those who learn to dance in the rain. They don't just survive the storm. They thrive in it. Think about trees in a hurricane. The strongest trees aren't the ones that resist the wind. They're the ones that bend without breaking. They don't fight against the storm. They move with it. That's how you need to live your life. When challenges come, don't waste energy resisting what you can't control. Instead, adjust your mindset, find new strategies, and push forward. Adaptability isn't weakness. It's strength. The people who learn to embrace the storm are the ones who come out stronger on the other side. Resilience, the difference between winners and losers. Let's be clear. The only real losers in life are the ones who give up. The difference between those who win and those who lose is resilience. Losers panic. They let setbacks define them. They fold under pressure and never recover. But winners pivot. They adjust their game plan. They take the hit and keep moving. They don't wait for things to get easier. They get stronger. You don't need life to be easy. You just need to be tougher than the obstacles in your way. Every challenge you face is testing you, asking one simple question. Are you strong enough to keep going? The ones who say yes, they're the ones who succeed. The mindset shift, how to turn failure into fuel. Failure is not the opposite of success. Read that again. Failure is a part of success. The greatest athletes, the biggest business leaders, the most legendary artists, every single one of them failed more times than they can count. But they didn't see failure as defeat. They saw it as a lesson. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. J.K. Rowling was rejected by multiple publishers. They could have given up. They could have told themselves they weren't good enough. But they didn't. They adapted. They used failure as feedback, made adjustments, and kept pushing forward. Every setback you experience is teaching you something. Learn from it. Use it. And most importantly, don't stop. The 2-minute rule. How to bounce back instantly. The secret to resilience? The speed of your recovery. When something goes wrong, take 2 minutes to feel it. Get mad. Be frustrated. Let it out. But after 2 minutes, shift into action. Successful people don't dwell on problems. They look for solutions. They don't waste energy feeling sorry for themselves. They move forward. The faster you can bounce back from a setback, the faster you can get back on the path to success. So the next time life hits you hard, don't spend days, weeks, or months stuck in regret. Take 2 minutes. Then pick yourself up and get back to work. Expect obstacles and plan for them like the best do. Most people live in fear of failure. The best? They prepare for it. Elite athletes don't just train for success. They train for setbacks. They visualize the worst-case scenarios and plan how to overcome them. The best businesses don't just focus on growth. They prepare for challenges before they even happen. If you want to succeed, don't just hope things will go smoothly. Expect obstacles. Anticipate them. And have a plan to keep moving forward no matter what. Success isn't about avoiding problems. It's about knowing how to handle them when they come. And they will come. The final challenge. Don't complain. Adapt and move forward. So here's your challenge. The next time life knocks you down, catch yourself before you start complaining. No more excuses. No more self-pity. No more waiting for things to change. Instead, adapt. Find a lesson, make the adjustments, and move forward with relentless determination. Because in the end, it's not the strongest or the smartest who win. It's the ones who refuse to stay down. And now, let's talk about the final rule, the one that brings everything together. Your circle is your future. Let me tell you something most people never think about. Your environment is shaping you every single day. You might not notice it, but the people you spend the most time with are quietly programming your mindset, your habits, and your future. Ever heard the phrase, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? It's not just a catchy quote. It's reality. Think about it. If you hang around 5 lazy people, guess what? You'll start making excuses too. If you're surrounded by complainers, you'll start seeing problems instead of solutions. If your circle is full of people who accept mediocrity, you'll never feel the push to be great. Success and failure are contagious. The only question is, which one are you catching? Some people in your life are like anchors, dragging you down, holding you back. Others are like engines, pushing you forward, making you better. So ask yourself right now, who's in your circle? Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Because if you don't control your environment will control you. One decision that changes everything. Who you let in. Let me tell you a true story. There was a man, broke, stuck, going nowhere. Every night, he'd sit around with his friends, wasting time, complaining about life, blaming the world for his problems. One day, he realized something. The people around him weren't going anywhere, and neither was he. So, he made one decision. He cut off the negativity. He stopped showing up to the same pointless hangouts. He found new people, ones who were working hard, chasing goals, pushing themselves. And what happened? His mindset changed. His work ethic changed. His entire life transformed. All because he changed his circle. Now, let's be real. Cutting people off is hard, especially if they've been in your life for years. But here's the truth. If they're not pushing you forward, they're holding you back. Some people won't like your growth. They'll mock you, call you different, try to pull you back down. Let them go. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to make a scene. Just step back. Protect your energy. Focus on your future. Because who you let in your life is one of the most important decisions you will ever make. The influence formula. Upgrade your circle. Upgrade your life. So, how do you actually do it? How do you make sure your environment is shaping you for success instead of failure? It all comes down to 3 simple steps. Step 1. Upgrade your circle. Find people who inspire you. People who challenge you. People who make you uncomfortable in a good way. Winners don't want to be the smartest person in the room. They want to be in a room where they're forced to level up. So ask yourself, are you in a room that's making you better or one that's keeping you stuck? If it's the second one, it's time to make a change. Step 2, upgrade your mindset. Being around high achievers isn't enough. You need to absorb their habits, their discipline, their mindset. Winners think differently. They take ownership of their problems. They focus on solutions. They don't wait for motivation. They build systems that keep them consistent. And the more time you spend around people like that, the more their mindset becomes yours. Step 3, upgrade your results. Here's the magic of this process. When your environment aligns with success, success becomes inevitable. It's not about luck. It's not about being naturally gifted. It's about being in the right place, surrounded by the right people, learning the right lessons, until your growth is unstoppable. This is how high performers win. They put themselves in environments where success is the only option. So, what environment are you putting yourself in? Finding mentors and high achievers, even if you don't know any yet. Now, maybe you're thinking, but I don't know any winners. I don't have high achievers around me. That's fine. You don't need to be born into the right circle. You can build one. Here's how. Look for the winners around you. They exist. They're the ones always improving, always learning, always pushing forward. Find them. Get around them. Put yourself in the right rooms. Go to events, join communities, take courses, work in places where ambitious people gather. Proximity is power. Be valuable. Don't just ask for mentorship. Offer something. Work hard, be reliable, be someone people respect. And remember this, if you can't find winners in real life, you can still learn from them. Read their books. Watch their videos. Study their habits. Let their mindset become yours. Because even if you don't have the right circle now, you can start building it today. Cut the toxic. Seek the growth-minded. Let's test this. For the next 30 days, do 2 things. Minimize contact with negative, toxic people. If someone drains your energy, distance yourself. If someone constantly complains, spend less time around them. Seek out and engage with people who push you to be better. Read books by winners. Watch videos that educate, not just entertain. Find one new person who challenges your thinking. Try for 1 month. See how it changes you. Because sometimes the biggest transformation isn't about working harder. It's about cutting out the things that are holding you back. And your circle is either your greatest strength or your greatest weakness. Bringing it all together. Now you know the truth. Your circle defines your future. You have a choice. Stay where you are or upgrade your environment and change your life. Remember, success isn't built in one day. It's built layer by layer, decision by decision. And right now, you have a decision to make. Who will you allow into your life? Who will you let influence your future? Because in the end, the next move is yours. The 6-week life experiment. Apply these rules and watch everything change. The road so far. A recap of the 6 rules, 100 words. Success isn't magic. It doesn't fall into your lap. It's built on rules, proven principles that separate winners from wishful thinkers. Master your mindset, because your thoughts shape your reality. Take ownership of your life. No more excuses, no more blame. Build relentless work ethic. No shortcuts, just discipline. Embrace failure and learn from it. Failure is feedback, not defeat. Adapt to whatever life throws at you. The strong survive, the adaptable thrive. Never stop moving forward. Progress over perfection. Always. Everything you need to win is already in your hands. The only question is, will you use it? The 6-week challenge. 42 days to transform your life. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it happens when you commit. This is your challenge. Apply these 6 rules every single day for the next 42 days. No excuses. No breaks. No quitting. Just action. Why 42 days? Because that's long enough to rewire your habits, to reprogram your mindset, to prove to yourself what's possible. Most people want change, but few are willing to put in the work. They start strong, then quit the moment it gets hard. But if you want to be different, if you want to break the cycle of starting and stopping, you have to push through. This challenge isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about proving to yourself that you can show up every single day, no matter what. Most people won't even try. Will you? The final challenge. Excuses or action? The choice is yours. This is your moment of truth. You can walk away, keep doing what you've always done, and stay exactly where you are. Or you can step up, take responsibility, and rewrite your story. There is no middle ground. It's action or excuses. Every day, you're either moving closer to the life you want or further away from it. There is no pause button. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. So what's it going to be? The last words. This is your wake-up call. This isn't just another speech. It's a call to action. The life you want is waiting, but it won't wait forever. At some point, you have to stop wishing and start doing. So ask yourself right now, are you ready to step up? Or are you going to sit back and watch another 42 days slip away?